Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. A snowy day out there today, and will be throughout the day. 5 to 10 today, up to 10 centimeters tomorrow. It's 7:54. We're talking about Canadian Cooperative Association. Denise Guy with me this morning, or Guy, depending on what side of the river you're on, is what you just said to me.
That's right.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So a big thing 2012 for co-ops around the world.
Absolutely. This is the International Year of Cooperatives, and we're celebrating, and it's very exciting today.
Tell me what defines a co-op.
It defines it. Well, I think what's most important is a value business, a value-driven business.
Okay.
And they, we follow the cooperative principles, but what's really also key is in terms of the democracy that's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each person involved in the co-op has a vote.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
they're true democracies.
So I think when you hear the word cooperative, a lot of people think of housing cooperatives, which is part of it.
That's correct.
What are the other types of cooperatives that you find?
Any type of business sector that you can have a business enterprise, you can have in different sectors. So you could have it in agriculture and financial and insurance, as well as different areas as arts and culture. So any types of areas, right?
Right.
And big new areas, renewable energy in Ontario because of the FIT contracts and the Green Energy Act. So that's been a big area in terms of development. Local organic food. So many different types.
I like that. So what are you hearing back from those who are members of cooperatives? Is it working? Do they like how a cooperative works?
Absolutely, because they can have a say in how it runs, right? So the key areas is in terms of the governance structure. Cooperatives are actually established for members' needs. That's a key area besides being value-driven. And also in terms of how the wealth is distributed within the cooperative enterprise. So they love it.
Right.
They get excited about it. The passion within the sector is really wonderful.
Yeah, that's excellent. Now, it's not for profit. It's just decided on by its members.
Well, you can have both. You can
Right.
have it depends. You could have it organized in terms of with share capital or without share capital, and you could have it incorporated with as a not-for-profit.
So, what are the actual rules, the big key fundamentals of a cooperative? I know that we already talked about the democracy of it. Everybody has a vote. What are some of the other markers that you have to hit in order to be considered a true cooperative?
Well, cooperatives are regulated either at a provincial level or at a federal level, and so there's a piece of legislation that will basically state all the various different rules. And so it's important to have obviously AGMs and to have elections for your boards. But there's a whole, depending on which province you are, there's lots of different types of rules that are happening. But what's fundamental is that the members have a say within a cooperative.
Okay. And any kind of new developments in the cooperative world? Is it an ever-evolving thing, or is it strictly it stays how it's always been defined?
Well, from my perspective, because I've worked all my career in the cooperative sector, there's been a huge renewal in terms of the cooperative system because people are very frustrated with what's happening economically and politically.
Right.
So it's very exciting to see in all different areas and all different business sectors across the world. Right. There are 1 billion people who are members of cooperatives. This is a really big movement.
Wow.
So it's pretty exciting to see. And obviously, this is the time in terms of our celebration of 2012. The United Nations has declared this as a year of cooperatives, and because of the social development that it takes in terms of the role of cooperatives. And the United Nations is asking governments around the world to really support cooperatives.
It's interesting because at this time in history, we're dealing with corporate greed in certain areas.
Absolutely.
Where people are taking disproportionate amounts, in many people's opinion, from the actual business structure itself, whereas a cooperative, everyone will be deciding on that. So it's almost like the 1% get their voice into a business. And I imagine that we'll see more and more growth, especially now that the United Nations has shined the spotlight.
Absolutely. And youth are very interested in terms of the model. And besides, it's because they have to create their employment given the economic situation. So you're seeing in terms of fair trade and, as I said before, in terms of renewable energy, there's a lot of new energy. So it's great.
Yeah, nice to see the 99% actually get a little bit of control in their lives. And that's what it's all about. Denise, thank you so much for bringing up the awareness and letting us know a little bit about cooperatives.
So the launch is today at 11:30 at the National Arts Center, and we'd love to see you all.
All right, good. There you go. All right, we're
you.
back with more headlines, weather situation, and everything you need to know for your day on CTV Morning Live after this.